The team to beat in 2024.
Grab, nobody up, unleashes, and it's over. Chang, cross-court winner, New York Nitro victory.
Today, the Stars of the Sand head to Miami, where 4 new teams bring their magic to the 305. Week 2, Under the Lights, starts now. The venue has changed. We've gone coast to coast, but the sand and beautiful late afternoon sunshine remain the same. We're in the shadow of Hard Rock Stadium, inside the Formula One racetrack and outside the home of the Dolphins. This picturesque setting, the start of week number 2 of league play, as we welcome in the Dallas Dream for the very first time. Talented team of Kylie, Deberg, and Hailey Harward, some of the young talent entering the AVP alongside Andy Benish and Miles Partain. The Olympians on the men's side. They're taking the sand first. These pairs will face off in our first 2 matches with the Austin Aces. Taryn, Kloth, and Kristen Nuss coming off their very first Olympic appearances, rising quickly out of the college ranks, and they have the veterans on their side, Billy Allen and Paul Lotman. Standings after week 1, the New York Nitro came out so fast, 4-0. A lot of people may be, in fact, the team to beat. San Diego Smash, they rallied late. Blazed and launch, got a little bit of work to do. They'll find out just where the teams land here as we get through our Saturday and Sunday of play. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Dane Blanton once again. And I know, Dane, you've had this one marked on your calendar for a long time between these 2 talented young squads.
Yeah, it's crazy. You get all the way to September, and these 2 teams have not ever faced one another. It is going to be a big and tall order for Kylie Deberg and Hailey Harward going up against the Olympians. Because the Olympians take up so much court, Kylie Deberg, Hailey Harward have to limit the unforced errors to win this.
All right, we'll see if they can do that. Mark Sherman, of course, is get us started. Another exciting evening of play. 4 matches coming your way. This is one. Let's bring them out.
Yes, I hear you, DJ Rouchet. It is go time. Let's meet the players, everybody. First, for the Dallas Dream, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall out of LSU in Hudson, Iowa. Let me hear it for Kylie Deberg. Coming in hot. And her partner standing 5 feet 9 out of Phoenix, Arizona, and USC. It's Hailey Harward. And their opponents, the boys are out there too. These are the Austin Aces. First up, wearing the number 1 out of New Orleans, Louisiana, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, it's Kristen Nuss. And her partner, her Olympic partner out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and LSU, it's Taryn, Kloth.
Wild to me, Dane Blanton, that we have 3 players on the sand from LSU. The impact of all the collegiate programs really being felt at the professional level.
Well, no question about it. You got to give a lot of credit to Russell Brock over at LSU, just producing some fantastic players, none other than Nuss and Kloth, that have really taken the world by storm when they came on the scene a couple years ago, winning their first AVP event that they had ever entered.
Did you just reach way back into the archives to pull out yet another Trojan in Russell Brock? Isn't he a Trojan?
He is a Trojan, but I didn't.
Dallas Dream get us started. That is Kylie Deberg up at the net. Originally went to Illinois and then Missouri before finding a home on the beach and LSU alongside her partner Hailey Harward, a team that got together this year. Tough service has Kloth off balance right away, and Harward cannot get underneath it.
Harward, you're going to see, is one of the quickest athletes on the AVP tour. Very intuitive, knows how to act and react and make some amazing plays in the backcourt.
Dallas Dream, Deberg, and Harward 5th in the 2024 season opener. They would have a pair of 9ths. It was just enough to get them into a qualifier match to get into the league. They were hearing rumors in Chicago that they were going to have a playoff. About 11 a.m. they were starting to hear the rumors. By 1 o'clock it was confirmed. By 5 o'clock they were on the sand playing for entry into the league. They won in the 3rd set, 15-12. Over Savvy Simo and Abby Van Winkle to punch their ticket into league play as that ball was punched over the top of Deberg.
That's absolutely huge, that story that you just told. Getting into the league, getting all of those extra tournaments, extra paydays. It's fantastic for these athletes.
What a lovely place to come and play. The sand is perfect. The weather beautiful for South Florida right now as that ball's just out of the reach of the charging Kristen Nuss.
Yeah, you talk about the weather, so unpredictable here at this time of the year in Florida. When we were driving to the arena, it looked like a storm was brewing. It was looking like it was getting ready to dump, but it just passed by, and now the sun setting and looking beautiful.
84 degrees and perfect. Good to be courtside. Let's go down to Rich Lamborn, 3rd member of our crew, with the men of the Austin Aces.
Yeah, it's 84 degrees and the sun right in our face. I'm here with the other half of the Austin Aces, Paul Lotman, Billy Allen. You told me, Billy, that Kristen just found out who you were, and now you guys already have coordinated handshakes.
Yeah, she said she looked me up on BVB and couldn't realize how old I was.
Do they call you dad, anything paternal like that with the age disparity?
Not yet, but we did organize handshakes, and we were both more nervous about that than our match. So we got it over with. I think we're good.
Billy told me yesterday that part of the focus is to not embarrass your female counterparts. How are you going to attack that later on today?
It's very true. I think this format helps us a lot. You know, we're the Aces, and we're going to come out firing from the service line and pull off some upsets.
All right, you got a great squad. I wish you luck out there, Paul. Billy, thank you. Get back to supporting your ladies.
Taryn and Kristen said they want to steal Paul's serve, that they would like to import that from the partnership onto their side of the net. I think that's a good idea. Paul Lotman's not afraid to get after it. Of course, Paul Lotman in Olympian Indoors in 2012, and there's an ace the other way. Deberg is the one who's being aggressive from the line.
Yeah, you called that one on demand, turning up the serve. So important to serve aggressively and to set the tone early. If you come out, serve some softballs over the net, this team of Nuss and Kloth will make you pay every single time. I would go for it every single opportunity.
Almost to a player. They have all talked about how aggressive you have to be from the jump here. With only 15 points, you can't settle your way in or work your way into a set. You just don't have the time.
Yeah, you know what I always call the 3rd set is a sprint compared to the other 2 sets. Now we're going 3 sets in a row, well, if need be 3, just to 15. There's no time to really come back. You got to come out firing right away or you're going to find yourself in a deep hole.
Yeah, overset there, and that ball is easily put away. We'll go to our first side change. Everything's happening on 5. There's a second side change at this point. 5-5. We're tied in set number 1. Best of 3. Kristen Nuss at the line. She'll work short to the line and issue an ace.
Smart play. Nuss knows exactly where to put that ball. If you're deep in the court, she's going to serve you short.
And she pointed back at Paul Lotman and Billy Allen. Billy Allen was making an A like he was doing YMCA back there. I don't know if he called that spot for him. See if she goes short again. It was short right. This time cross court short. In front of Harward. That's well off. Good opportunity here for Nuss and Kloth. Little tuck in. She does that all the time in her attack patterns and then chip off. I see her go to the middle and pop out constantly. What advantage is there for that with the attack of Kristen Nuss?
Well, it creates different angles, right? You could go wide, you can go inside. As we take a look at the competition format, best of 3 sets. All sets to 15, must win by 2. Just 1 time out per set, and no technical. I like that.
I like that as well.
No technical. But back to the approach lines, Nuss comes in to create some more approach lines so she can really face that corner with her shoulders, so for the line shot, or she can go crossbody and put that ball away. And she is extremely hard to read.
At 5'6", it is definitely a different look. Never seen someone so effective as another ace is issued. Both teams from the service line are finding success early in this one.
mentioned the serving, so important to get your opponent a little bit off kilter, or we like to call it out of system. If that pass is in the right spot, more times than not, you're going to see a kill by the receiving team.
All right, the Dallas Dream have had a couple of aces and followed both of those with errors. We'll go to yet another side change.
Yeah, I think it makes it really interesting, Kevin. No technical timeout. So you get that one stoppage of play, and you got to really use it wisely.
We've seen teams get off to a bad start, end up down 4-1, 5-1, have to go to the timeout right away. You're a passenger from then on. Bumpstead outside line was the call. Instead, that ball hit into the angle. Nuss with the dig, and she'll put it away. Just deadly in transition, Kristen Nuss.
And that's what I was talking about. Hailey Harward coming in from that right side. She's got Kloth in her face, who's trying to funnel it to Nuss in the backcourt, and that's exactly what happens. It's almost like you're falling into their trap, but with the size differential at the net, it is difficult for Harward.
Jump serve coming deep to Harward, right side. She'll put up the option, and the back line is found by Deberg.
It's a huge play for Deberg and Harward to run that option, take some pressure off of Harward. So anytime that is open, you're going to see Deberg going for it.
Deberg going jumper herself. She'll go down the middle. Kloth will go over to the right side. Chip perfectly there is Harward. The Long Beach State then USC star cranks that one. Shed the visor. Does she have another dig in her? Yes, she does. And her partner puts it away as it had to go there on the third touch.
Really fabulous second effort there by Harward and Deberg to put that ball away. They have to clean up, though. You see that nice read that Harward got down the line, but the pass wasn't in the right spot, and they got that second opportunity, made them pay.
Now, you spent some time coaching Hailey Harward, back-to-back national titles at USC, 21-22. Where has her game markedly improved in the time you've seen her?
Well, just court knowledge, court knowledge, and we call it volleyball IQ, knowing what to do and when to do it. There's a high shot off the top of the block. She used to, and I joke with her all the time, she used to, no matter what, she would find the block. She would be on the inside. She'd go back to the line, get stuff down. So now she sees, her vision's more aware, and she really can execute at a higher level than before.
All right, she's known when to get rid of the visor the last couple of plays. Now she's going to leave it off. Sunshine glaring off beautiful Hard Rock Stadium, as that's a huge stuff. Deberg shutting down the net, and the Dreamer up 2 with 4 to go.
Like to call that the 3 block, where you start on the line, or I'm sorry, 4 block, where you start on the line and then jump big into the angle there. She presses with that left hand into the angle. Perfectly executed play by Deberg.
Our crew doing a beautiful job catching that one. And we have league action coming up tonight. This is the first of 4 matches, as now the timeout has been called by the Austin Aces. This is our women's match between the Aces and the Dream. Next up will be the men. Andy Benish, Miles Partain of the Dallas Dream, taking on Paul Lottman and Billy Allen of the Austin Aces. So right away, those 2 franchises will know their record for day 1 of play. Then we'll move on to the Palm Beach Passion and the Miami Mayhem. That's the battle for Florida. Phil Dalhauser and Avery Drost looking to lay claim to some swampland, while Trevor Crabb and Theo Brunner will be their opponents. And we'll finish the night with Brandy Wilkerson, Melissa Humana Paredes for the Palm Beach Passion, facing off with Alex Kleiman, April Ross, the Miami Mayhem. That's a lot of Olympic medal in our finale.
Yeah, you got to love that right there. You got you got 4 medals on the court, and it's a crazy thing at event this weekend, week number 2. I believe there's 10 Olympians competing. It's just incredible how much talent is out on that sand.
Yeah, the Olympians right now are close. This serve, and they're trailing, and it's another ace.
Great serve from right in the middle of the back line. It's very important to vary where you position yourself on that back line to start the serve. You see Deberg gets great top spin on that. It gets to the sand quickly.
Coming out aggressive from the line. Working on Kloth. They're off balance are the Aces, and they side out there, but a little bit of work to do on their own service. Time a-wasting here in the first.
One of Kloth's signature shots. kicks out, comes in, has a very sharp angle, very difficult to read. Have to fully commit if you're going to dig it.
Working on Harward, she'll offer the option, and it is taken. Good battle at the net there. A couple of 6'4" athletes duking it out, and that is won by the Dallas Dream.
Dream in great position right here to close out strong. They have that 2-point lead, which you always want to have. Then you can get into that side out type of a mode, and you're in good shape.
This point will either be 12-13 or it will be 14-11. Big point coming right now. It is
11 serving 13. We'll work on some of the technology here. 11 serving 13. That ball's right on the back line. 12-13.
See, that's a tough one to let fall right there. You're in the driver's seat. You have a couple-point lead. It's a serve you can handle. You look at it, you watch it hit the ground. You know, Marv Dunphy used to always tell me, go for the close ones. You do not want to lose on something that you could have played that you thought was just barely out.
This is the most aces we've seen in league play thus far. Our 5th match, pardon me, 9th match overall of league play. And a lot of service pressure being exacted by both clubs. Aces in transition. Kloth puts it away, and we're tied 13 apiece.
Wow, just like that, the momentum swung with that clean ace that Harward let hit. So let's see if they can hang on here with all the momentum right now on the side of Taryn and Kristen.
13-13. That momentum, can it be carried by the Austin Aces? Taryn Kloth hits it up the middle. This will be Harward, right side. Chopping it low to the line. Set point, Dallas Dream.
Really a fantastic drop shot right there. Nuss had slid into the line and was waiting for the shot. Harward took a little off it.
First set point opportunity for the Dream. This would be a Dream start. 14 apiece. We're going extra time. No surprise there. Every side out now critical for the Dallas Dream to hold on to that advantage.
Still like that serve. Love how Kylie Deberg really keeping it aggressive, just like they started this.
Short serve was working earlier. This is right down the middle. Harward, left side. All off balance, and that ball put away. So we'll go set point the other direction. Austin Aces. That's the second ball that's been bump set over the net in this first set. And timeout now called by the Dallas Dream.
And we talked about it at the start of this match, the consistency, right, and the unforced errors. You cannot overset when you have Taryn Kloth up at the net. She's going to get up and swat that ball down every single time.
Timeout on the sand. Let's hear a little more about the relationship between Kloth and Nuss, this fine partnership.
Kristen and I are like big sister and little sister. She is definitely my little sister, and sometimes she drives me crazy and she just pokes me a little bit. And when you poke the bear, I just get angry. I do talk Taryn in practice though, whenever we play against each other. It's kind of a joke now because we kind of know each other's limits on what we can and cannot stand. So it's kind of fun.
A neat partnership that does a good job of leaning on each other when needed. Kristen was saying in Chicago, I was losing it for us early in that tournament. And Taryn immediately said, hey, listen, we win and lose together. Set point serve here. That shot put down by Deberg.
Important side out right there to get that point for Dallas. And they just need to kind of recapture that momentum, which they had just a few points ago.
Harward to the line. She'll go jumper. Looping it deep. Check down, and there is how you fill the corner. Woo! Perfect.
Kristen Nuss, that's a signature shot. No one jumbos it to the corner better than Kristen Nuss. And she always looks so comfortable when she's doing it, just hitting it and executing perfect.
Second set point, Austin Aces. Working down the middle, bad pass, and that'll do it. Boys serving played an outsized role in this first set.
Absolutely, on both sides, right? I liked how both teams really went for it, and you can see the calm and the collectiveness of Taryn Kloth and Kristen Nuss. They were in a little bit of a pressure situation. They turned up the serve, they swung the momentum, and just like that, they close it out and win set number 1.
Austin Aces in overtime and deuce fashion wins 17-15 on the strength of this serve, which found the bottom of the tape. And then the sand. A little comeback performance for the Olympians in set number 1. Set 2 coming up next. The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP.
How about a little magic, huh?
Some fun being had on the sand here. Dizzy Bet, you never want to play this. If you come to an AVP event, I would not encourage you to play this game, Dane. Never.
You play it all the time.
Oh, it's terrible. Absolutely awful. I lost to Cameron Irwin in that badly. Do not do it.
Can't believe you just admitted that.
You should to an AVP event, though. We are in week 2 of what are 8 weekends of regular season play. Then the championship in Los Angeles, California. Miami right now, San Diego next week. We are going coast to coast to coast to coast before settling in for a little Texas, Florida, and back to California, back to Texas. So wherever you may be in this great United States, please find us for a weekend of summer as fall wears on. Our championship will be November 9 and 10. It's a good excuse to get out to Los Angeles, California, where I promise it will still be beautiful and sunny for you to enjoy an evening and a day of beach volleyball. Here, set 2 is on the way, and Kloth and Nuss looked like they were going to lose that first set. All of a sudden, a little bit of push. What do you think they changed? What can carry them to a 2-0 victory here?
Yeah, like I said, I think they were very consistent. They don't have those ups and downs. They're very smooth, even when they're in trouble, as they were at the end of that first set. They just stay calm, relaxed, but were aggressive at the same time.
That's Dane Blanton, ladies and gentlemen, Olympic gold medalist in 2000. I'm Kevin Barnett. Thanks for joining us here on Valley Live for AVP Volleyball. And that is Kristen Nuss putting that ball away. Kloth and Nuss coming off their very first Olympic appearance.
You know, so many people think that Kristen Nuss is all shots all the time. But she has the heat. She can get up and she can snap on that ball, and that's what keeps the defenders honest.
Well, here she is, the defender, picks that ball up and then cannot get past the block. That one stuffed. Deberg again at the net, making a difference. Let's check in with Richie once again. Who you got, Rich?
We got Try down here. He is here with his partner Ryan Wilcox in the alternate capacity. Try, what's that like for you guys, kind of being on the outside looking in?
Oh, bittersweet. Obviously, I expect myself to be out there on the court, but it's cool that I get to be out here and see this new format. It's pretty exciting, and hey, I'm ready to go. If we know anything from Tokyo, I'm ready.
That is right. You filled in unbelievably well in Tokyo. How much of a kind of a motivational tool does it become for subsequent years in the league?
Yeah, definitely a big motivation. It doesn't feel right for me not to be out here on the sand. I want to be out there for the fans and for my partner and all that, but yeah, I'm just using it as fire as I always do.
Okay. It doesn't feel right for us to see you on the sideline as well, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
Fuel and fire for the next time. That is a good way to think about it, as that ball is chipped up over the top. We're tied at 2.
Yeah, you could tell the disappointment with Try. He wants to be out there as any player would, but it is tough. The parity. There is competition left and right, and only so many players can make it to the league, and they came up just short.
Taryn, Kloth, and Kristen Nuss have had quite a return to the United States after their Olympic experience. When you get to the Olympics and you're a higher profile like that, you get some experiences that aren't accessible to other people, as that ball will be cut very short and perfectly done. They got to go to the Saints game in the owner's box with Gail Benson.
Nice.
That required Taryn Kloth to actually know about the Saints.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're so popular in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
these
really,
two women.
Yeah, it's so fun to see them kind of transcend the sport, especially locally in their area.
They had an amazing support group, their whole TKN, Team TKN out there. There was one of the moms pointed out, hey, we don't need to say TKN every time. We can just clap the rhythm. TKN, and we know. We don't have to shout it every time. You just know when we do that, we're cheering for you.
It's one of those things, if you know, you know.
You know, you know.
Right? Or is it one of those things you just don't talk about?
It's Fight Club, Dane Bland. Everyone knows that. It's the first rule. Come on, buddy. 4-3. They also have had some opportunities to get out and do some speaking engagements. They went to the Salesforce mid-year meeting. The theme was Make Your Mark, and they had some questions about, like, what are we doing here? Why talk to these guys? And, you know, just about the hard work, motivation, the stay with it attitude that you need to make an Olympics is something that companies want, as that ball does find the sand again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and you know, and I see it with student athletes moving on to the real world. A lot of companies want to hire those leaders, those athletes that have been tested, that have to deal with adverse conditions and situations, and more importantly, leading a squad. You know, if you can get morale up in your company, it's a different ball game, and what better way to do it than to bring in some Olympians.
Some high-achieving Olympians. That ball less than a high achievement as it entered the cable, but the service line has been good for both sides. Bit of a home match here for Hailey Harward, who's at the line. Boyfriend Dylan Zaka is a FIU student. Met a few years ago at a volleyball tournament. Dylan trying to get some people to make sure that he got to meet her again, and all of a sudden would walk by so he could meet Hailey Harward once again. That ball put short by Harward. She said that finally in December, they first met back in May or June, and finally in December they were at another event. She's like, I kind of like that Dylan guy. He's interesting, and been together ever since. Nice to catch up with them this morning. All right, 5-5, Dream and Aces. It was a comeback performance for the Aces in the first. Bad pass, save, free ball coming. You got to convert this one. And they do. Dallas Dream draw a 1-point lead. Let's go to Rich. I understand he has found the rest of the Dream team.
I am down here with Andy and Miles, the rest of the Dream team, as Kevin just said. Boys, we were a little displeased with the no call on that potential lift on the previous play. Do we like the karmic retribution of your ladies getting that follow-up point?
Yeah, you know, ball never lies, but it's okay. We'll keep the pressure on John King.
Okay, and is there pressure on you guys to kind of perform in light of whatever happens out here with your girls team?
I think there's always a little bit of pressure, but I mean, they're playing really well right now, so it's inspiring. So hopefully we can play at a high level too.
Yeah, what do we think about that right there, Andy?
That'll do. That'll work.
That will work. Are we going to generate some synchronized handshakes like the Austin Aces have, or is that not your team vibe?
If that's the bar, I don't know if we can live up to that, but yeah, we gotta work on something. I think Miles is going to be our handshake.
You're going to be the handshake coordinator?
We'll for sure make one. Yeah, it's coming the next time for sure.
All right. Good luck the rest of the way, boys.
Thank you.
Of course, looking forward to seeing those Olympians take the sand. The Dallas Dream, Miles Partain and Andy Benish, the most exciting young men's pair in the nation. That ball popped up. Harward unable to put it away. See if they can defend another one here. Harward, good move. No. Out of bounds.
Harward's on fire right now in the backcourt. making so many plays, getting opportunities, and really capitalize on them. But we talked about it at the start of this match, how quick she is and how well she has been executing. It's just quality contact. Sometimes you dig a ball and it's kind of awry. We always say better the ball. That second contact, you have to better the ball.
Nice run under that time for the set by Deberg. That was a thing of beauty. 8-6. Dallas Dream, again, the aggressor in the mid part of the set.
Yeah, it's always so important, those last like 5 points of a set. You know, you're kind of comfortable to that 10 point, and then you got to have another
Ace
gear.
Again. Deberg is having herself a night from the service line.
She really is. It's kind of an inside out from the center. Beautiful serve. Here you see she tosses it to the inside, rips it back to the line. All Taryn Kloth can do is watch that one.
9-6, Dream with a 3-point lead. The entire court now in the shadows, no in and out of the sunshine. Local time, this is about 6:30. Sunset coming in about an hour. That ball, tap back. This time doing battle at the net and winning is Deberg, 10-6. Is this lead big enough is the question. Timeout called again by the Austin Aces, forced to go to the box and talk about it.
It's that ability to close, right? You get in this position. We talked about it the first set where we're up 2 to 3 points, and they were going for it, and then something kind of changed. They made a few decisions that didn't work for them. Right now they have a pretty commanding lead. They have to get in that mode to make sure when they are being served the ball in that side out position that they're scoring that point. They don't need to actually score more points when they're serving. They need to just take care of business when they are being served and close this thing out and push a third set.
AVP League on Valley Live. Thanks for joining us here. This is how it works. 4 matches, quick action, sets to 15, best 2 of 3. And as soon as this one concludes, whether it's in 2 or 3, we'll have about 15 minutes between. Athletes get a chance to warm up, and we'll go right back in to the men's side of the game, Aces versus Dream. And you just saw Benish and Miles Partain as they sit courtside. They are soon to be getting ready for their own match. 1 timeout per team. That timeout called by the Aces as the pressure continues to be applied from the service line by the Dallas Dream.
Yeah, I think the Dream is going to close this one out. I think they may have learned their lesson in that first set, and they need to play the close ones, really control their own destiny.
Good crack out of the timeout. And you mentioned the ability to get up on the ball. Nuss does just that.
And that's impressive right there. When you do an option on your opposite hand, that means the ball's being passed from the left side to the right side of the court. She has to wait for that ball to cross her body, and look at her elevate and really get some heat on it as well.
I've mentioned it before, I love her mechanics with her approach. Double arm lift, good foot position, just something to be emulated by a lot of young players as there's another ace issue to the corner. This is by far the most aces we've had in league play.
Yeah, it's nice to see both teams recognizing the importance to get off to a good start in the league, and they're going for it. They've turned up the volume a little bit.
Yeah, the aces have missed a couple of times after getting aces. Let's see if this one ends up in. And do you go back to the same spot? No, you go opposite and it's out. The Jake Gibb method of serving on display there.
What's your method? You like to go back to the same spot?
Yeah, because if you work the person to the right, I go back to the same person, but I go to the other side of them usually.
Nice.
But you got to read what they do as they set up. They'll work on Kloth. Kloth hits into the angle, dug just out by Harward. It had a chance.
In the right position, but unable to control it. That ball came with a lot of heat.
10 career AVP matches, the fewest by any player at the AVP Miami event, and that is Kylie Deberg. She is still very much learning this pro game after being an AVCA All-American in 2023, going 24-12 in that season. having an impact here in the league. Good set there for her partner who cuts that ball deftly to the left.
Really like that offense right there. It was somewhat of a shoot to the outside, a nice wide set to the pin. I think it opened up the window for Harward, and she cut it back against the grain. Deberg's got to keep going for that. I'd like to see them have more misses deep than in the net. When you put it in the net, the opposition doesn't have to make any decisions. But if you put it deep, within a foot of that back line, if you're erring there, you might get them to pass it.
That ball chipped over. Kloth with the overhand dig. And she will drop it back left.
Well, this is trouble right now for Dallas. Dallas Dream of Harward and Deberg under a little pressure, very similar to what we saw in the first set here.
(12-11). Dane felt like the lead was safe enough. That'll help there.
Yeah,
trying to push to a third set.
I did think pretty comfortable at 10-6, but a lot of game left to play at that point, and it's just a 2-point game now.
That ball murdered inside. Well done.
Yeah, I think it's really important for Deberg to take that angle. We saw that earlier, jump into the angle, stuff down. I would force Taryn Kloth to bang the line because she's having her way with that sharp angle.
I think I said earlier, 10 career AVP matches. It's AVP tournaments for Deberg in her experience. Love to pick up a set victory here. Would be the first one for the Dream in league play. Nuss is underneath it with the left hand. Well off the net. She'll put it on Deberg. Nuss versus Deberg, who jumped there but couldn't quite reach it. We're tied 13 apiece.
Great shot right there by Nuss. The opportunity was there for Harward, and Deberg just couldn't line up the offense to execute that point, and all of a sudden 13 all, almost mirroring that first set.
Short serves worked earlier. Deep middle works right now. Another ace, 14-13. Match point number 1 for the Aces is the next serve.
And the Dream's going to call a timeout to think this one over. But they need to settle down, pass that ball in the right spot. They've played really well and really comfortable the meat of the match, right in the middle of each set. And then towards the end, maybe getting a little bit tight, giving away a few points that they weren't doing earlier in the set.
A little bit of heartbreak so far for the Dallas Dream in this first women's match. Been on the cusp in each set with those leads. And each time now are facing a loss. Crowd filtering in, getting ready for a lovely night here. Wait for the sun to set as they face west. Weather couldn't be better, low 80s. A little bit of a light breeze, no lightning and thunder now, a little bit of storm action earlier as we enjoy week number 2 getting underway tonight, and then tomorrow afternoon. Kevin Barnett alongside Dane Blanton and Rich Lamborn on the broadcast team this weekend as well. Looking forward to 8 tremendous matches. Have some Florida talent. We're going to see Phil Dahlhauser later for the first time. He took the train over. He just hopped in the train this morning from his house. Said it's great. I got off about 5 minutes away, walked over to the hotel.
Yeah, I talked to him as well. He was real excited about that. That's a long track.
Aces match ball number 1. Harward puts it away and saves it.
You know what I really like about that, Harward being aggressive right there. That's not easy when you're facing Taryn Kloth in your face at 6'4", but Harward didn't back down from that challenge. We're all tied up.
4 years of indoor volleyball for Harward before she went to the beach. She's not afraid to take a cut. Middle attack. Harward there. And turned by her partner. The advantage goes the other way. Set point number 1, Dallas Dream.
Hailey Harward was actually my first recruit because she was a mid-year transfer after she finished indoor.
For the set here. Kloth, bad pass. Still put away by her partner.
That is a difference in a good and a great team right there. They were in trouble. Taryn Kloth puts that ball away to tie things up. A lesser team would have lost that point for sure, but their ability to bounce back when the pass isn't optimum is crucial.
15-15. Aces trying to get back with the ad here. They have had a multitude of their name in this match. Can they issue another ace? No, but they can generate an opportunity. Tight to the net, punch through. That ball finds the sand. Good reaction by Deberg. I really like her athleticism at the net, all the turn and swings we've seen.
With Deberg? Yeah, she's shown some agility, some really good movement, and keeping that ball in play, giving her team Dallas a lot of opportunities.
Set point number 2, now 16-15. Dallas trying to go to a third set. High line, you may have heard of the call there, and executed perfectly.
Great shot by Taryn Kloth, but what I liked is, we talked about it just moments ago, Kylie Deberg jumping into the angle. That's what she did. She forced Kloth to do something a little bit different.
Trying to get the advantage. Harward touched, poked, long. Match point returns for the Austin Aces. They fought off 2 set points. Here's another chance to close it and look forward to tomorrow afternoon.
Now that was the right shot. It just was poorly executed, but she had the right idea.
Match ball once again. Harward, finally done.
Nice little roll shot, just out of reach. You put that thing 2 inches lower and Kloth is going to eat it up. Smart shot by Harward.
I'm going to make another recommendation for you. You're going to join us across one of our remaining events in the United States or our championships. Get yourself some courtside seats. You have access to the athletes like we don't have anywhere else, and you don't find in any other sport. The athletes warming up are right down there near you. Get a chance to see them, maybe say hello, tell them how much you appreciate their play. Come out for an intimate night of volleyball. Third match point opportunity for the Aces off of that service error. It'll be Taryn Kloth at the line. She dropped one in the corner from this side last time. Does she go over the shoulder of Hailey Harward? She tried.
She really did, trying to cut it back to that line where she's been effective many times before, but that one just misses long.
They could still carry the ad here, 18 apiece. Overtime again. Kloth, left side. Nobody home. 19-18, 4th match ball.
You can just tell how Kloth was saying earlier in that sound that we had that Nuss is like her little sister out there. They know each other so well. And remember that senior year at LSU, 36-0, undefeated. They know how to get it done.
Yeah, ridiculous number. Here's a dig for the win. No, not yet. Harward. Right hand stab, Kloth puts it away. Aces on the board in 2.
What an incredible up by Kloth, going backwards, off balance, takes a one-handed stab, gets that ball up to a position that can set, her partner can set her, and she puts it away. Just really great playing. Both sides, you got to give Dallas a lot of credit as well. They put the pressure on, just couldn't close the deal.
Dream start to both of the first 2 sets, but the Austin Aces would not be denied. There's that pulling dig, the right hand of Taryn Kloth, followed by shot to the sand and a finisher. We went overtime in both of these first 2 sets. In the end, the Austin Aces come out 17-15 and 20-18 and put their team into the win column for the very first time in league history. Dane Blanton mentioned it. Steady, excellent put out there, and it resulted in victory. Here's Mark with the winners.
Here with the winners of the first match here in week 2. Taryn and Kristen for the Austin Aces. What a match, first of all. Both of those going into overtime, and both teams going on streaks. How did you stay dialed in at the end of both sets 1 and 2 to complete the comeback?
You have to just have to focus on the one point that you are in and stay super involved, super locked in, and just relying on Kristen.
Just relying on Kristen. Kristen, how's it feel to just have to be relied on?
Oh my goodness, no, this girl right here, I mean, fitting that she ended the first match with a nice dig. Come on. But no, Kylie, Hailey, incredible match. Thank you, Miami, for coming out. Keep bringing the energy. It's just getting started. People at home, just keep cheering at home, I guess.
You're going to want to start coming to the leagues.
Yes, you need to be here. I love it. Give it up for Taryn and Kristen, everybody. Your Austin Aces, who are now 1-0 with a straight set win.
How about that for a partnership, Dane Blanton? You're great. No, you're great. No, you're great.
Well, that's a perfect partnership, right? You take out the ego, give the credit to your partner, always pump them up, always make them feel good, and what do you know? It's a great formula for victories.
Taking the sand, there's Billy Allen and Paul Lottman getting a little pepper on as our crowd settles in here. The sun is setting, but the volleyball is just starting. We'll be under the lights here for our next match. The men, Austin Aces and Dallas Dream. Andy Benish, Miles Partain. More Olympians are taking the sand. Congratulations to Taryn and Kristen on their very first league victory.